Hello and welcome to another episode in my Citroen Relay van build series. In this video we are going to be installing the hookups for the various services. By the time you watch this video it will probably seem a little bit out of sync with the rest of the van build because there's several hookups to install, but I'm not going to do all of them in one go because I've got the electric, the water and the gas for the Truma boiler, the outlet to put in. I'm going to do the electric one today, so this video is going to actually run over several weeks I think. But anyway, let's get on and make a start today with the electric hookup. Okay, so here are some of my hookup points. So we have going from left to right, we have the electric hookup here. This is a Fawo brand. I assume it's pronounced Fawo. It's F-A-W-O anyway. What I liked about this one is it seems nice and solid on the inside, and the cover has a magnetic latch, so when you close it down, little magnets hold that in place, and it already comes fully enclosed on the back, and you can see the little cable inlet there. So that seemed a pretty good job. So that's going to be the one we're going to be installing today. Next to that I have my freshwater fill for the water tanks. This is a Fiamma branded one with a lockable cap. And then I have the vent for the Truma boiler. Now the boiler came with this black one as standard, but I got this from Magnum Motorhomes, and they very kindly then sent me the white one to go in its place. So we got the white one to fit there, and there wasn't any extra charge for that. They just sent that out when I requested the white one instead of the black. So that's the main three hookups. This is the one we're doing today, so let's crack on. So I've selected my position on the back of the van here, on the same side as the sliding door, near the back, and it's going to be positioned just above this this ridge here in the van. I've already marked it out and drilled my little hole there to get the jigsaw through, and that was my sort of test pilot holes to decide exactly where to go. Let me show you where that is on the inside, and then we'll get the jigsaw out. Okay, so here we are in the back corner. It looks a bit messy because I have all kinds of extra pieces here to stop the metal sprinkles going down in the sill there. So you can see my little pilot holes there, and the hole I've made with the bigger drill for the jigsaw. So it's going to come through nicely right in that corner there. And then my electrics are going to basically house all in this back corner of the van. Well, I was a little bit generous with the size of my hole there. I got a little bit of movement to play with, but at least it goes in first time and don't have to file away at it. And there is plenty of meat on the back here all the way around, so that's going to be just fine. I have to say I didn't enjoy that one bit. With those goggles on, that's as black as the ace of spades underneath there, and I couldn't see a thing. Okay, I'm just going to file the edges here just to get rid of the sharpness, and then we'll get some hammerite on the bare edge. Or a top tip for everybody, I think, is not to rush this bit, and just take your time, because it's all too easy if you get carried away to pull the file out accidentally and then bash it straight into the paintwork on the outside. Got the t-shirt and the video for that one, so top tip, take your time over this bit and don't rush it. Right, now let's get some hammerite on here. I think the important bit here is to make sure you do get all the bare metal covered. Don't worry too much about neatness, you're not going to win any prizes for that, because the hookup also protrudes here by at least a good centimetre or so, so even if you paint this with your eye shut, it's still going to be absolutely fine. The key here is to get all the bare metal covered so there's nothing showing, so you don't have any rust problems further down the line. Right, okay, I'm going to give that 10 minutes to dry off, so time for a quick brew, and then we'll come back and move on to the next part. Okay, one thing I'm going to do while I'm waiting for the paint to dry, that hammerite, is actually just attach a piece of cable onto here, because once this is fitted, this is going to be in quite a tight, awkward little corner to get at, so this is going to be much easier to do here on the tabletop. So I've got a piece of my 2.5mm Arctic yellow. I've trimmed off some ends here, and it is marked on the blue plastic here, although I appreciate you can't see it on the video, which one is live, neutral and earth, so you know which is which. And there's a cable grip in that corner there. Now, what we're going to do here first of all is I'm going to make the positive shorter than the other two, and I'm going to leave those quite long, and that way if there is a problem and this cable ever gets yanked on, then the positive, being the shorter one of the three, is going to be the one that's going to pull out first and disconnect the supply. So let's just strip these ends off. I'm going to give it plenty so I can fold this over. Oh, incidentally, for doing electrics, these proper wire cutters and strippers, this sort of shape thing, is one of the best investments you'll ever make. Forget side cutters for cutting this sort of big cable, that just makes hard work of it. These actually came from Screwfix. If I just chop a little bit off this end, you literally put it in there, little press, and it's gone. It's so quick, so easy, and it's nice and sharp. Don't want to struggle and fight with side cutters. That's just making hard work of everything. Again, cut the wires to the right length so that when you've put it in, the plastic goes right down to the very end. You don't want loads of copper showing here, because there's the risk that they're going to touch together and short out. And let's put the neutral in. Okay, so I'm ready to get this fitted now. So cable's in through the hole, this is nicely painted, and we're ready to go. So nice good dollop of car bond around here. Pop it in, that's going to give us a nice watertight seal around here. The actual housing does have, I'm not sure whether you can see that on the video, a rubberized sort of grommet around here as well. So I want to get the car bond kind of right in tight around here, so it doesn't necessarily go over this rubber housing, because that's going to do the job as well. Right. So yeah, I'm going to go with need to move those two pieces of conduit inside because they're stopping me from pushing that in nicely. Okay, here we go, the moment of no return. a little shake-a-row, a little wiggly-biggly from side to side. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some self-drilling screws here to fix that on the corners on the inside. Okay, so overall I think that's not worked out too badly at all. It's right in the corner where I wanted it. There's been plenty of carbon that's splodged through the gap, which I've just sort of smoothed around. My two pieces of conduits now sit nice and snug over the top, and I've got plenty of length on my cable here to go to my consumer unit, wherever exactly I choose to put that in this corner. Okay, so there's hookup number 1 done. Now let's move on to the next one. Although for me that's going to be in a few days' time. For you, it's coming up right. Okay, so that's the first hookup done, and let's move on to the next one. Well, actually for me that's going to be in a few days' time. For you, that's coming up right now. So the water hookups have been fitted in exactly the same way, and I have two here side by side. So what we have here is the hookup which will go into my underslung water tanks, which I can either fill from a hose pipe or from a funnel and a watering can. And by the side of it here I have my whale hookup, which will take a special connection which will have a hose pipe directly to a tap. So what I'm going to have in actual fact is two different water methods. So I'm going to have my underslung water tanks, which will be fed with water from here, or if we're on a campsite with a serviced pitch and I have my own tap, then I'm going to run a hose pipe directly into this connection here, which will then connect into all the services inside the van and have a mains water hookup, as opposed to always going via the water tanks. I'll explain in more detail in my water services diagram video exactly how this is all going to connect internally. So that will be coming up soon, but both of those are in, and let's have a look from the other side. So what I've got on the other side here is that's the one to go to the water tank, and this is the whale connector. So this connection here will basically come down and straight down through the floor and underneath to the water tank, and this one will connect on directly to the water feed, to the shower and the sinks and everything else. And then in this back corner of the van, this is where I'm going to have the water pump and the accumulator and all the connections and gubbins underneath those. And then that will be underneath the bottom bed, which is going to be on those ribs there, like so. So what I did on these water connections at the back is I wanted to try and get them as low as possible. Obviously you can't put them where this indent is there, and this round one was just a little bit too tall to fit in that spot there. Obviously I didn't want to go down lower down where the black plastic trim is, because that would look like a horse's ass. So really the only choice was here, but in order to make sure I got them as low as possible, so they're literally just kissing the top of that indent, is I just made up some rudimentary templates to draw around, and actually that did the job quite well and allowed me to I had top written on that, get it the right way around, you idiot, and that allowed me to draw around there and get it bang on the top of that indent like so, and then also gave me a template to cut out the hole. So because of the size of the round one for that, and also the shape of that one, hole saws weren't going to cut the mustard there, so I did the same as I did on the electrical one, loads and loads of masking tape over the whole thing, drew out the hole, put a 9mm pilot hole drill through, and then got the jigsaw in there and just jigsawed around and cut the hole out that way. And then the final hookup, which you can see being installed in the gas tank installation video, is my gas fill point, which is here underneath the sliding door, and that's already been installed and fitted. And like I say, you can see the install of that if you're interested in the gas fitting gas tank video. So that pretty well concludes the hookup installations on the van. I've got one left to do, which is the exhaust vent for the Truma boiler, but we'll do that one when I actually install the boiler. But the water hookups are in, the electrical hookup is in, and the gas hookup is in. So I think that pretty well rounds that one up. So thanks for watching the video, hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks, and bye for now.